Arsenal injury update. Bukayo Saka, Jurrien Timber and Riccardo Calafiori latest news and return dates. Gunners' injury woes are easing by Starman still sidelined. Arsenal's Premier League title hopes were handed another blow last week, but at least their injury woes are easing. The Gunners were able to welcome Martin Odegaard and Noni Madueke back from fitness issues against Manchester City, while Declan Rice again started after missing training earlier in the week. Madueke only lasted one half of the defeat to City, replaced by the underwhelming Gabriel Martinelli. Most significantly, Bukayo Saka remains sidelined and is a big doubt to face Newcastle this coming Saturday, and the same can be said about Jurrien Timber and Riccardo Calafiori. There is better news on Mikel Merino, who continues to work back to fitness after foot surgery. With that in mind, here is the latest Arsenal injury news, Arsenal injury news and return dates. Uncertainty continues over Bukayo Saka's fitness, with the Gunners' talisman now having missed his club's last 4 games. He has not featured since the Carabao Cup final defeat due to an Achilles injury, and has still not returned to full training. Bukayo is out, Mikel Arteta said at Friday's pre-match press conference. That is for sure. Asked whether Saka had returned to training, Arteta added, "He's just starting to do some stuff, so let's see that progression, how quickly we can go through it and then wait. But at the moment it's not available." Potential return date: Saturday, April 25th versus Newcastle H. Jurrien Timber. The defender has not played for Arsenal in over a month, having suffered an ankle injury during the 2-0 win over Everton in March. That issue saw him withdraw from the Netherlands squad, and has now missed Arsenal's last 6 games. When asked on Friday about Martin Odegaard, Timber and Riccardo Calafiori, Arteta said, "Some players are quite close, but the turnaround is short. We will try on Saturday to push everybody, and if they are in good position, they will be part of the game against Man City. If not, they won't, like they haven't been in the last few weeks unfortunately." Odegaard returned against City, but Timber and Calafiori remained absent. Potential return date: Saturday, April 25th versus Newcastle H. Riccardo Calafiori. Riccardo Calafiori played the entire 90 minutes against Sporting earlier in April, but has not been seen since. Despite missing the defeats to Bournemouth and City, the nature of Calafiori's injury remains unclear. He was not on show in training last week and remains a doubt to face NE. Potential return date: Saturday, April 25th versus Newcastle H. Mikel Merino. Mikel Merino is making good progress during rehabilitation, as he targets a return to action for Arsenal before the end of the season. The Spaniard has been sidelined since undergoing surgery on a rare foot injury sustained during the Gunners' 3-2 defeat by Manchester United in January, missing 19 matches since. There had been concern he might not return to the pitch this campaign, but he seems set to make a comeback sooner than expected. Merino was pictured at Arsenal's Corney training ground on Friday. No longer sporting the protective boot or crutches he has been burdened with in recent weeks. That suggests he may be closing in on a return to play. Potential return date: unknown. Arsenal are hoping to have Bukayo Saka back in action within the next week, according to a report, with games against Newcastle United and Atletico Madrid coming up. Miguel Delaney reports for The Independent that Arsenal are hopeful that Bukayo Saka will return from injury over the next week. That doesn't necessarily mean they're expecting him to return against Newcastle United, with that game now just 4 days away. But it seemingly puts him in contention for the Atletico Madrid fixture the following Wednesday. Arsenal travel to Madrid next week for the first leg of their Champions League semi-final tie, and it would certainly be a boost to have Saka available for that game. Saka played and captained Arsenal in the league phase win over Atletico in October, putting in an excellent performance in the 4-0 victory. If he can help the team to another result in Madrid, a first Champions League final could be on the cards for him. In the meantime, Arsenal's full attentions will be on the Newcastle United game, knowing that they almost certainly need to win every remaining Premier League game to keep the title race in their hands. Even 5 wins from 5 may not be enough if City win 6 from 6 and maintain a better goal difference. But all the Gunners can do now is keep winning matches. Riccardo, Calafiori and Jurrien Timber are both seemingly close to comebacks, but like Saka, there'll be doubts for the Newcastle game. Mikel Merino isn't expected back yet either, but everyone else should be fit after a rare midweek of rest. Bukayo Saka injury update. New return date hopeful. Arsenal are hoping to have Bukayo Saka back in action within the next week, according to a report, with games against Newcastle United and Atletico Madrid coming up. Rodri injury concern for Manchester City, the Arsenal clash. Rodri suffered a groin injury towards the end of Manchester City's win over Arsenal on Sunday, potentially putting his participation over the coming games in doubt. Returning injured Arsenal star gives latest on his fitness. Martin Odegaard is hopeful he can now remain fit until the end of the season, after an incredibly difficult season for Arsenal on the injury front. Mikel Merino injury update from Spain. Mikel Merino's recovery is progressing, but reports in Spain say his place at the World Cup is still far from guaranteed. How bad is Bukayo Saka's injury really? Mikel Arteta's latest comments on Bukayo Saka have raised fresh questions over whether the Arsenal winger's season could be at risk.